Oh, good evening, resistors. You massive collection of resistors out there listening in. I hope you can hear me loud and clear. Welcome in to this special one-off show on Resistance Radio. You know, this is just going to be a kind of a talking shop for a few of the hosts and maybe a couple of other people. Just get some ideas together for the royal wedding protest. And, you know, I did think myself, as Keelan said in his last show, you know, maybe we should be doing this in private, but then I thought, like, why the fuck should we, you know? We're not plotting anything illegal, so why should we hide away? So if there are any of Her Majesty's constabulary listening in, if you're one of that massive horde of resistors in the chat room, then hello to you. But I don't think you are, because there's only 2 guests in there. If you are in there, then you're probably thinking, well, I might as well leave because the resistance is really going nowhere. There's like 10 people in the chat room, which is fairly fucking poor, to be honest, but I guess the weather's nice and all that stuff. But, you know, it is quite depressing, really, the numbers that we're getting, because we do have good hosts and we do have really interesting shows, I think. And I'm surprised, personally, that we haven't got more listeners than we have. But that's kind of... You know, we need your help, the listeners' help, to get more people in. So we would appreciate it if you could post links to shows on Facebook, on Twitter. If you want to do some YouTube videos or whatever, just try and publicize it where you can, you know. That would be excellent. The website, of course, is resistradio.com. The website was down earlier, so I don't know what's going on there. Maybe it's been pulled. You know, I get a little bit paranoid about everything these days, especially on Facebook. I've noticed some strange things on Facebook. Usually when I post anything on my wall now, the link disappears for, well, it ranges between about 2 minutes to sometimes 20 minutes it was recently, before it reappears again. So I'm pretty sure there's some heavy monitoring going on Facebook. I mean, you know, not understandably, but... well, what am I trying to say? I can understand why there is. I'm not like saying it's a good thing, but you know, we're all aware of the fact that Facebook is used to monitor people. And strangely enough, I posted one of Charlie's videos about the royal wedding protest on there, and there was an error message shortly after I posted it on there, and I couldn't post anything to my wall for like a few hours. An error message that I'd never seen before. So anyway, yeah, tonight I can see Lee in the chat room. And also Keelan, and I think Red, White and Blue UK wants to chip in as well. If Cookie wants to chip in, he can come on the air as well. Maybe I'll try and keep it to 3 people on air at once, though, because it does get a bit confusing when you have too many people on air. So, Lee, you're going to have to call in via the switchboard, because I don't know what happened with your Skype, but you never come up on my Skype account. So I eventually just deleted you because I think you must be using a different Skype name or something. So I'll have to re-add you on Skype if you want me to bring you in on a conference call. Keelan, I can bring you in on a conference call. Cookie, I can do that also. And Red, White and Blue, I can also do that. Lee, the click to talk button is above the chat room, as always, next to the phone number. If you went through the link... the show title link. If you open the chat room box by pressing the green button, then it's not going to be there. You have to go back to the home page and then go through the show title, and it should be next to the American phone number at the top of the chat room. If you want to tell me what your Skype name is, you have to do that by a private message in the Blog Talk Radio chat room. I can add you quickly. As I say, I had you on there, but you never appeared online, so I don't know whether you were hidden or whatever. But I usually delete people if I don't see them ever online, you know, so sorry about that. Anyway, so yeah, looking forward to the royal wedding process. As I say, I will bring people on in a few minutes. As always, I've got verbal diarrhea when I get on the air, and I've got loads of stuff that I want to talk about. So, yeah, I'll say a few words. Yeah, I'm looking forward to coming over. I'm actually leaving here on Sunday, spending a few days at my old folks' place, and then I'll be coming down to London on Friday morning. Let's not say on air what time we're meeting. Maybe we should arrange that like privately. I think that'd be the best idea. And then I should be staying at Red, White and Blue UK's house, who's kindly offered to put me up for the night, which is very kind of him. And then I'll be heading back the next day in the afternoon. You know, I'm planning to come back to the UK, and it was hopefully going to be this summer, but I made a massive cock-up, and basically we've got 2 cats, and I did a bit of research into transporting cats to the UK, and I must have just read some wrong information, or I didn't read it correctly or something, and I thought we needed to like have 1 month before we could move cats. I thought we had to have like, you know, injections and stuff, and it was going to be a month, but it turns out it's actually 7 months, and we only managed to get an appointment at the vet today, so I'm not going to be actually moving back to the UK now until 7 months from now, which is late November, which is a bit gutting, to be honest. My girlfriend's going to have to actually move over earlier. My girlfriend's moving over in September because she's starting at university, starting a master's course at university, and I'm going to have to stay here for another couple of months to look after the cats, because I really don't want to put them into a cattery. So that's fucked things up, but it's my own fault, really. I've been completely scatterbrained recently, and I made another colossal fuck up with my passport as well. For some reason, I thought my passport ran out at the end of July, and I'd gone to the effort of booking tickets to go over to Liverpool when I'm over in England next week, to go to the passport office to get a new passport, and I fucked that up as well, because I checked in for my flight today and I looked at my passport and it doesn't run out until July 2012. So I'm just making mistakes all over the place, really. But it's just ridiculous. And my mind's just really on other things at the moment, and I'm not very good at planning stuff. But anyway, I will be there next Friday. You can, was it next Friday? I even got this wrong. The 29th of April, I'll be there anyway. You can count on me. So, I'm going to bring Lee Woodberg on the air now. I think I'll have a bit of a chat to him for a few minutes, and then I will bring Keelan on the air and chat to him, and then we can chat together for a bit, and then I'll bring Red, White and Blue on the air, and if Cookie wants to get in, just let me know, and then I can bring him on the air as well. If anybody else wants to chime in who's planning on going to the royal wedding process, please do. You're more than welcome. Mr. Woodberg.
Mr. Britt.
It's the Silver Wizard.
Hey, it's only slightly silver.
Is it?
Yeah. What are we talking about here?
We're talking about your hair on your head, mate.
Oh, that'll do, yeah. Slightly silver.
Slightly silver? I thought it was quite silver.
Well, there's a lot at the sides, you know. If my hair was short, I'd look like Paulie off Sopranos, but it's long, so it looks...
No, it's very distinguished, sir, as you said the other night yourself in chat.
Yes, it's distinguished. Or distinguished, whichever one you want. I don't mind.
Either will do. So how's it going, mate?
Not too bad.
Excellent.
I'm looking forward to the 29th, as we all are. And I understood sort of Keelan's, reticence to talk about it live on air. But like you say, you know, we're not doing anything illegal. And at the end of the day, if you want to find out what you're doing, you know, there's the Echelon program up at Menwith Hill for that. They can just look at your name, listen to your phone calls, you know, all that sort of thing. So,
yeah.
You know, why not get it all out in the open?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're not planning on smashing anything up. We're not going to assault anyone. We're going to go there and speak to people, and it's going to be peaceful. So, yeah, I mean, why should we hide away, really? You know, it's a mentality people have got into, though, because people are just so scared of doing anything these days. And so I think speaking about this openly is really trying to confront that, and that's an important thing to do.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, what they want to be doing is looking out for the EDL. They're the ones that everyone would be afraid of. You know?
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, they're the ones that are going to be causing trouble, not the Resistance radio crew.
Absolutely not. So, you know, if we are going to wear Union Jacks in a sort of mock, satirical kind of way, we must remember to have them the right way up, because they won't like that.
I might try and buy a T-shirt when I'm in England, and I might try and wear that down. But I'm going to modify it a bit, I think.
Well, that was going to be one of my suggestions, actually, that we have some sort of T-shirt synchronization going on.
Well, I'm tempted to get a proper Kate and Will's T-shirt, but then kind of modify it Sex Pistols artwork style. I know you're not a big fan of the Sex Pistols, but I do like the artwork.
I am a big fan. I just think Johnny Lyder made a terrible mistake.
Yeah, man. Did you know he's actually a monarchist now?
He's a what?
He's a monarchist now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I was reading about him today, and he says he hasn't got a problem with the royal family, and he says now when he released God Save the Queen, he was never really against them or never really for them. He just thought they should be, be more accountable to the people. But he's not actually anti-monarchist apparently, which is fairly, disappointing, really.
Well, it is, yeah. But I suppose the song was quite ambiguous anyway, because he did say "We mean it, man."
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of the Pistols. I mean, there are other punk bands I think are much better, like Crass and Conflict and stuff like that. I mean, I think the Pistols were just in it for self-promotion, and yeah, I mean, I agree with you about the sellout aspect of it. Absolutely.
He's not the only one, though. Let's remember that.
True.
So yeah, T-shirt synchronization.
So what's your idea?
That's one on the top of the list, I think. I was going to go with like you say, Wills and Kate on the front, maybe included in a royal mug on the front, and then have the words "royal mug" on the back with an arrow pointing either left or right, or probably both ways, for a nice interview opportunity. Someone can someone can film from behind, and royal mug pointing this way.
Idea.
Yeah, so I might do that.
Yeah, so customized T-shirts for the Resistance Radio crew is definitely a good idea. And obviously, I'm not in England, but can you pick these things up quite easily? I mean, is the place kind of awash with royal wedding memorabilia at the moment?
Well, I haven't seen any up here yet.
Okay.
I'm sure there'll be hundreds of stalls there on the day. But it's London, so they'll probably be about 300 quid, won't they? So
yeah, that's true.
I can't stretch that far, but you can get really cheaply, I find, the iron-on transfer sheets. So if you just make a little design on your computer and print it out and iron it on, I mean, I think you can get like 10 sheets for $5 or something. A really cheap T-shirt, perhaps not a sweatshop T-shirt, but needs must. Because I did this once a few years ago. I came up with a plan, like a lot of people have, to change the national anthem to "God Save the Team." Why should we sing about an absent old lady during a football match? She's probably not watching. She's not there. So why should we sing "God Save the Queen"? Let's sing "God Save the Team." It inspires the boys, etc. So I rewrote the whole thing, and I made some T-shirts fashioned on the Sex Pistols' "Nevermind the Bollocks" album cover, but it said "Nevermind the Queen."
Okay.
God Save the Team. They went down quite well. So that was just me thinking, maybe if you can't find one and modify it yourself, depending on where you are and you're not in London, just get one beforehand, get the transfer material, do a little design, obviously put Resistance Radio on it somewhere, and we'll all be sort of slightly synchronized and, easy to spot in a crowd maybe, although there'll be thousands of royal mugs there, so maybe not.
Yeah, there is actually an image of the happy couple kind of in a Sex Pistols style. If you look at the image that I've uploaded for this show, actually.
Yeah.
Can you see it there? I quite like
good.
that one. I need to find a bigger version of that, though, because that's a bit small, but I might put that one on there and then do some more things to it. So it should be pretty funny.
Yeah, even that, download that, folks, and get the transfer detail going, and, that's a good one.
Absolutely, mate. Well, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to bring Keelan on the air, so there'll be 3 of us on air. Let's hope we can keep it so it's not too confused, and try and get some ideas together about what we're going to do. So I'm just going to give Keelan a quick call now, and hopefully he'll answer. And we can talk about the hijinks that we've got planned for the royal wedding.
Fantastic.
Keelan, hi, mate.
Oh, he's got his speakers up.
Yes.
Hello.
Keelan.
Hello.
How you doing?
Nice one. How are you, mate?
Bad man.
Not too bad, mate. Not too bad.
Excellent. Well, you're on the air now with Mr. Britt and also Lee Woodberg.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Pretty good, yeah.
Right? Good. It's getting confusing already, isn't it?
It is getting confusing. That's always the problem, yeah. It's always the problem with too many people on air at the same time. But anyway, let's go into what ideas we've had for the royal wedding. And I mean, personally, I agree with you, Lee, that we should, we don't want to go around just shouting and raving and stuff like that because it's the wrong situation. And I mean, let's be honest, we could get into trouble for that, and none of us, want to be assaulted or anything like that.
Well, it'd make a great video.
It would make a good video. Getting carted off by the cops as well would make a very good video. If you want to do that, Lee, go for it.
Well, we'll leave that for Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie's the one for that.
Yeah. So what's the plan then, guys? What are your thoughts? Let's go to Keelan first, and then we'll go to Lee.
Well, I've got my nice leaflets made. I was a bit disappointed actually because the website said it would cost £20, and when I got to the checkout, it was £50 for 250 leaflets, which was a bit depressing.
Quid.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, man! Why don't you just go to a photocopier and get them photocopied?
Oh, I don't know, too much hassle.
They're like proper professional leaflets or something.
Yeah, they're all glossy apparently.
Fucking hell, man! 50 quid. That's a lot of money.
But yeah, if people want to check it out, they can go on my Facebook and you'll see the leaflets on there. It's kind of got loads of points on the back why we shouldn't support them, and then on the front it's got like a funny picture of the Queen with a gun saying taxpayers at gunpoint, and then it lists how much we pay them and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I think that's a very good idea. I mean, because my fundamental opposition to the monarchy is that they simply shouldn't exist, because I don't believe in this hereditary power, and I don't believe anybody has the right, by birth to have power and money. But if you go around shouting that, no one's going to really relate to that. So we do need to break it down into these, facts and statistics. So yeah, I think that's good what you've done on that flyer. Yeah.
Excellent stuff. How many did you say you got, Keelan?
I got 250, and then Red is printing off the design himself, so I don't know how many he's doing, but we'll have plenty.
Excellent. Well, if you can send us a link or something, I'll print some out myself. If you can maybe get the image uploaded, I'll bring some down too.
If you're in Pal Talk afterwards, I'll pass the link on.
Fantastic stuff.
I'm gonna get one designed as well, probably tomorrow or Saturday. So I'll do a load of photocopies of that as well. But I was thinking along similar lines to yours, with like a funny picture and then points and facts. I think that's a good idea. Yeah. So Lee, tell us about your ideas for a comedy hijack of the royal wedding.
Well, I think Mr. Veach mentioned this as well a couple of days ago. Was he interviewed for some sort of London news program? That was it. He said, we're gonna say things like, "Here come the blue bloods. Aren't you so pleased that they're so much better than you?" And I was sort of saying that as well. I'm hoping to interview people and pretend that I'm a royalist, monarchist, and get them to sort of go along with me in a kind of Chris Morris or what was the other fella, the guy that did my memory's going, the rap styley kind of Ali G, that was it. Do it in a sort of Ali G styley where you're leading them down their own sense of idiocy without them knowing. Because that always makes for a great interview. So
and then turn it to the absurd. I remember Chris Morris did one where he was interviewing people about the Queen and what people would do if someone tried to assault the Queen, and someone said, I would immediately try to smother them. And Chris Morris goes, what would you smother them with? A cloth and stuff like this. And he just turns it to the absurd. So yeah, I think that's a great idea. Yeah.
Yeah, and just really sort of, make it as though they're in two minds whether I'm being serious or not. But, when I see that flash in their eyes that I'm taking the piss, really, really lay it on heavy, so they go back into their own monarchist sleep. And, I just think that would make really, really good video. And I think that's another essential thing that we should be doing, getting a lot of video together of good comedy things, promoting a bit of resistance radio as well. And maybe even at some point collating all the video and, you know, making some sort of documentary about it. I think it would be really good to do that. I don't know if that would be possible, but...
Oh, it'd be possible, absolutely.
Yeah, maybe we could have another meeting at some point when you're back in the UK and, you know, get loads of video together. I don't know, just an idea.
That's not going to be until November. I don't know whether you heard my introduction there.
Yeah, that's a shame, actually.
Yeah, I fucked up massively, yeah. I was really
we could bring it out for the divorce, which is bound to be only what? Or maybe Kate's murder, eventually.
The assassination.
We can bring it out. Yeah, we can bring it out for that.
Excellent. So, Keelan, what are your thoughts then? How do you think we should play this? What do you think about that?
Well, not so much humour, but I kind of had the idea of, again, interviewing them and then, you know, lulling them into a false sense of security, then just asking them, so what do you think about taxpayers paying them 180 million every year? And then you can sort of break their paradigm, because they're not going to win a debate, but...
That's a good idea, yeah.
And I like Cookie's idea of taking along loads of sick bags and putting the leaflet inside and having like a royal sick bag.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So, I mean, are you in any way worried about, you know, sort of the EDL are going to be there and stuff? Do you think we face any kind of threat from them?
I don't want to jinx myself, but I've been looking recently online at a lot of the EDL videos, and to me that it just seems to be all talk. There was this one video where the police the line was broken, so you had one group of Muslims, the EDL, they were right there, but they still didn't fight. They were just sort of looking at each other like, oh, should we? Oh. I think it's all talk, to be honest. Okay.
And what do you think about the Muslim guys that are planning on going there for the protest? It's Muslims Against Crusades.
Well, I don't know. They got banned from... I think they got their, like, application rejected, but... I don't know. It's up to them, isn't it?
Yeah. What about you, Lee?
Am I afraid of the EDL? Or the Muslim
Well, are you
thing?
afraid of the EDL, and what are your thoughts on the Muslims Against Crusades, who are also planning on protesting? But I believe they did have their application declined.
Well, you know, at the end of the day, I would have to say that I'm for everybody's freedom of speech, and that would include the EDL for me and the BNP, as long as I have the right to disagree with them. So I just hope they treat us as fairly, you know, and that includes the Muslim representation there, you know. I hope they, at the end of the day, can give everyone, including the EDL and vice versa, their freedom of speech. But it probably won't go off like that. And if it does blow up into some sort of standoff and possibly even eventually some sort of, you know, A lads A situation, the media will just love that. So they have to be aware of that as well.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to take a quick break now, but if you can stay on the line, what I'll do is after the break, I'll maybe bring Red, White and Blue on the air, and then maybe Cookie as well, and we can have a bit more of a chat. But we're just going to play a tune, so grab yourselves a drink or whatever, and I'll be back in a few minutes.
All right, man.
Nice one. And welcome back to the Roundtable show on Resistance Radio. This is Mr. Britt hosting the show, and I've got Lee Woodberg from the Sunday show, and also Keelan Balderson from the Tuesday show on the air with me. And we're just having a bit of a natter about the royal wedding, basically, and our thoughts on that. So, Lee, over to you. Is there anything else you would like to raise about the royal wedding? Any other thoughts you've had?
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, obviously we've all got video cameras, and at some point I think it would be quite good to perhaps maybe split up and then meet again somewhere after an hour or so and just get our own individual takes on it. That might make for interesting stuff, you know, because then we can sort of link to each other's videos later on when we sort of upload them, and it'd just be nice to get everybody's take on it. I think. I don't know, Mr. Veach himself. He's going to go undercover a little bit as well, so he's going to be sort of doing his own thing. So there's not going to be a massive entourage of us this time. I'm not too sure whether that will happen like last time in London when, you know, about 300 of us at one point, all going to McDonald's and Boots. And then I sort of wandered off and did my own thing. And it's just a good experience for yourself as well, I think. That's another key thing, to sort of enjoy it for yourself and make a document of your own personal journey as well.
Okay, so basically you want to get away from us because you hate us. You want to be on your own.
No, he's off for a secret pint, isn't he?
How did you guess? You've been spying on me again. What's going on? No, it's no, just for an hour or two.
Yeah, I get you, man. So we'd have to swap mobile numbers, obviously, and
and then meet back up. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Keelan, your thoughts?
Actually, I just wanted to bring up a point. I don't know if you watched one of the recent Alex Jones videos, but Steve Watson, one of the article writers for InfoWars, he says he's going to be out there doing something. So maybe there's going to be some kind of big Alex Jones publicity stunt going on. So keep an eye out for that. Okay,
well, I didn't know that, no, but I do like Steve Watson's articles much more than the other stuff that gets put out on InfoWars. So I think his articles are better than his brother's, actually. They always seem to be better researched, actually, Steve Watson's stuff.
He's a Yorkshireman as well.
Is he? Oh, yeah, they're from Sheffield, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Yeah, him and his brother, but I think his stuff's better than Paul Watson's, to be honest.
Yeah, I think I'd agree there, actually.
Yeah. So, Keelan, any other thoughts on tactics? Any ideas about what we're going to do? Or shall I just bring Red, White and Blue on the air and see what he's got to say for himself?
Get Red on, let's see what he's got to say.
Let's see what he's got to say to himself. Red, White and Blue, I'm going to give you a call now. There's a delay, so you probably won't even hear me saying that. And I don't know whether Cookie wants to come in towards the end as well. It might get a bit confusing, but I'll try and shut up for a bit. Hey, Red, White and Blue? Oh, he's not answering.
All right, geezers.
Was that him or was that you doing an impression?
Yeah,
hey,
that was me.
Red? Oh, he's got you on fucking mute. He's Red, White and Blue.
He's in Pal Talk. You just can't tear him away from there these days.
Yeah, he's trying to steal our listeners to his fucking Pal Talk channel. Well, he seems to have answered, but there's no sound, so we'll have to forget about him for a moment. Let's see if Cookie's there. We'll give him a call. I'm sure he's got some words of wisdom and some ideas as to what we can get up to. It seems that Red has answered my Skype call, but can't hear him. So, Cookie.
Hello.
All right, man. I thought I'd bring you in. I'm sure you can chip into this conversation as well.
Oh, I should have done an impression of the Queen. Damn on this.
Yeah, get Phil back on.
It's not too late, mate. You can still do it.
No, I don't think I'd get away with it now. And I think Phil did it perfectly well, so it'd be a bit daft repeating it.
So, mate, you've been listening to us there. I mean, what are your thoughts? What should we get up to? Unfortunately, you can't join us. Wish you could be there, but obviously, it's your birthday, so that's understandable. But what would you be doing if you were there with us in London?
Most definitely working along the lines of parody and irony to try and trip up those royalists from their paradigm that they're stuck in. As was said earlier, if you can lure them in, they'll do it to themselves most of the time, because the majority of, unfortunate to say this, but the majority of these people that would stamp their feet and say, I am a royalist, don't bother to even look into any of the history, even just a cursory glance back through history. You soon find out who these people are that have this automatic birthright to rule over you and say they are your betters.
Absolutely. Tell us about the royal family and the Nazi connection, Cookie.
The royal family and the Nazi connection. Oh, there's a good one. I'm trying to remember.
Or anybody else, Lee or
Well,
Keelan?
that was Edward, wasn't he? He was a big fan of Hitler, wasn't he? Back in the day. Yes. And you see pictures of him shaking Hitler's hand as well, don't you? The one that was abdicated, I think, in the end.
Yeah, and they wanted to make
photos of Philip with at a Nazi funeral as well. That only came out a couple of years ago.
Didn't he visit Hitler's retreat up in the mountains as well?
Probably.
So he probably even grew a tash as well, just for the weekend.
Yeah, Philip also founded the was it the World Wildlife Fund with Prince Bernhard, who also founded Bilderberg. So some connections there as well.
Do you think we should put this stuff into our flyers, or is this old news now and we can't really pin, this on the new generation?
Well, I'm going to say things like, and I completely agree with Philip when he says that he wants to come back as a virus and exterminate most of mankind. I mean, most people around here with royal paraphernalia are already a type of virus anyway, but, things like that. Just really trip them up, and actual quotes from Philip, his racist quotes, say, I loved it when he called such and such this and that. What do you think? And then just really put them on the spot,
That would be interesting, yeah, make them squirm, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially considering, as well, you could throw into that the way he's worshipped in some parts of the world as a deity.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, there's that huge statue of Charles, isn't there, in Brazil? Prince Charles in Brazil. He's like a winged angel or something. That's insane. So, yeah. He's the Antichrist, by the way, as well, isn't he? He's the only man in history whose gematria, Prince Charles of Wales, adds up to 666 in both English and Hebrew. So let's keep our eyes on him, that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
It's the ears.
It's the ears. Yeah.
The reptilian gene comes through most in Charlie, I think, just by looking at him.
I would have to agree, yes.
Yeah.
That's quite good. Lee's the man for impressions. Lee's quite a good impressionist. Can you do any royals, Lee?
Hello, I'm the Queen. This is what I sound like when I'm in the palace, and you can't see me. I sound different on telly.
That's a gruff Yorkshire voice.
Yeah, that's what she sounds like when she's not in front of the cameras.
All right, guys. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I mean, if the Black Bloc are going to do something, I mean, I'd be interested in following them and just watching and filming. I've got no intention of getting involved, but I would definitely like to see that happening. Well, I don't know how you guys feel about that.
Yeah, I'll be up for that. Just film what's going on. Keep an eye out for the plainclothes cops involved as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could all sell our footage to the Sun as well at some point.
I mean, I would like to see some kind of action. I mean, I don't want to join in, but I would be interested in seeing it and just watching it.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, here he is.
All right, geezer.
Fucking hell, geezer.
This poxy computer, I'll tell you.
This poxy fucking computer.
Oh, yeah, less of that.
So how's it going, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Yeah, good, thanks.
Well, you're on the air with Mr. Britt, Lee, Keelan, and Cookie.
Good evening.
So,
all right, geezer.
Tell me about your mother.
I'll send you photos.
Still a good fuck, though.
So, Red, tell us about your thoughts for the happy day.
Yeah, I think it's going to have to be a low-profile day, really. EDL are going to be there. They are a threat. So yeah, I think that's what I want to do. Go down and get me down and just mix in with the crowd. Do you know what I mean? And say,
you can be our EDL Forward Intelligence, Red.
Yeah, man, you can go undercover.
Could mix well in there, quite inconspicuously with that haircut.
Just wave a flag about it, you'll be in there, no problem.
I did wonder about wearing an England shirt because I'm a little. I don't know if I've ever said before to you, but I'm a little sort of. I'm not sure about the EDL on their real roots. I've sort of heard different things, and
like what?
Do you know what I mean? Whether they're sort of a propaganda tool. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know you've got like on the street level and that's all sort of real, but like the real heart of it. Do you know what I mean?
Do you mean Zionist funded or what?
I'm not sure. I don't know, but something doesn't ring true with me. Do you know what I mean? It's just something about it. I can smell a rat, and I'm not sure. I just can't put a finger on it.
Okay.
They're a pseudo gang.
Do you know what I mean? I think it's the same. Sorry, Lee. I think it's the same with the UAF and all. I don't know if it's all part of this sort of this immigration thing that's going on in England, and just I don't know, like to cause tension, like it's maybe some sort of conquering divide. But I don't know. There's something not right about it to me.
Well, I mean, Keelan did a good part on this in his film, didn't you, Keelan? Maybe you can tell us about that.
Yeah, you want to Google a guy called Alan Lake, and then you'll kind of understand why they're running around with their Jewish flags. I think most of them on the street don't really know what they're doing. They just think Israel is being attacked by the crazy Muslims, but I think there is a sort of Jewish link in there.
Okay. So Red, this is quite interesting because your name's Red, White and Blue. You're a patriotic kind of guy. So tell us why you're not waving a flag around and cheering for the Queen and for the royal wedding, because that's an interesting combination that you're anti-monarchist but also a patriot. I think you would call yourself.
Yeah, I'm definitely sort of patriot in that respect. But as for the Queen thing, I don't know. I've always been sort of put off by a lot. Just the plain and simple facts. Like she's got. I know it's happened in the past and that, but she's got German roots and he's got Greek roots. And to me, do you know what I mean? It should. If anything, if I was to have any sort of understanding of it at all, I'd sort of want to know, or want to be assured that they've been long standing. Do you know what I mean? British roots going right back.
British born and bred.
Well, you know what I mean? But there's not even that, and that's just my sort of outtake on it.
Greatest country in the world, mate.
Sorry, just to interject, this was why the other night in the chat room, I put it in just as a bit of irony, but Mary Queen of Scots had just as much right to rule this country as all the other siblings. And yet, people quite readily forget all that because they concentrate so much on Queen Elizabeth, oh, rah, rah, rah.
Yeah, but I hate the Scots, so there you go.
That's not going to go down too well with our Scottish listeners.
Just don't tell Alan what, and everything will be fine.
Or Vin.
I don't think he could get any more grumpy though, could he? So.
All right, guys, it's over to you. I'm going to sit out for a bit and let you guys chat. Take it away.
Go on, Red.
Tinfoil crowns.
Yeah, tinfoil crowns. That's a good one.
and I'm certainly taking a picnic with me anyway.
So we can find you in Hyde Park if we lose you.
Sitting there pigging out.
Do you want me to
everybody else get on with
bring
it?
the megaphone?
No, I think a megaphone. This is my opinion. Do you know what I mean? But I think a megaphone's a bad idea. Really, I think you straight away. I noticed it the other day. I was watching that Charlie Beach video that someone reposted of him outside Downing Street, and he was there amongst sort of 98% of the people there were sort of asleep. Do you know what I mean? And he was copping it big time. And as soon as one starts, they all go on. Do you know what I mean? And I think you'll be fucked over basically.
Yeah, I said I was going. Oh, sorry, Keelan, go on.
Another point is they've got that stop and search thing. So maybe if they open their bag and they're like, "Ooh, what is this for?" You must be an anarchist. So maybe it's not a good bring.
Just say, just pretend that you're a real monarchist and you're there to shout down the anarchists. See what happens.
Oh yeah,
that's it. Yeah.
Stick a load of Union flag stickers all over the megaphone before you go.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking of playing that dreading the wedding song through the megaphone. But maybe that's a bit antagonistic.
Yeah, guys, I said I was going to sit this out, but I'd like to ask, what do you guys think of Charlie Veitch's new kind of mainstream media role?
Well, I think it would had to have happened anyway because he's such a popular figure out there. He's got 45 subscribers now on YouTube. I mean, his YouTube
45?
videos are everywhere. 45? Is it 45,000? Something like that.
So. Yeah.
And it was to happen anyway that the mainstream media would start paying attention to him, whether just through normal interest or whether they're being sort of forced to maybe try and expose him in some way. I don't know, but I think it's a shame that he probably will end up kind of perhaps having to do some sort of mainstream work just to survive, because it's either that or be refused from interview after interview for his previous work for any sort of other job that he does. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Tumbleweed moment or what?
They haven't got any thoughts about it, mate.
I was waiting for others to speak. I didn't want to bait it. But the main thing that worries me at the moment is the cult of personality. He's walking a very, very fine line where this is what bothered me about what he said on the ITN interview. that's like calling people out. That's basically saying to people, I'm going to stand at your face and you're not going to do anything about it. No.
Yeah.
I think he's taking a big risk. We all know he's got bollocks because of what he does, but he's taking a hell of a risk putting it out there in that kind of fashion.
No, he's going to be a propaganda tool now. I think the media have picked up on him and they're going to throw him up there and they're going to make him look, do you know what I mean, an arse at the end of the day. And they're going to use it. They're going to use it against the resistance, basically.
Yep, exactly.
But how do we avoid this? Because the people are always going to come to the fore that are going to be, have a bigger role, and they're going to be approached by the media. So isn't this just inevitable? And there's no way to avoid it, really.
To a certain degree, yes, I know exactly what you mean. It's a tactic used by the media, though, to bring people down. How we avoid it, the problem with that is you are utilising, you're currently doing it, and we all do it using YouTube and Facebook or whatever, you're utilising one of the mainstream media's mass tools. So in that sense, we're already doing it, so you are susceptible to that problem. That's why I think you end up in the situation like Charlie's found himself now, where you put on the spot. If you don't step up and say something, then they're automatically going to label you as just a coward and a disbeliever and whatever. And your friends and the people who've already heard what you have to say might still, agree with you, acknowledge you, etc. But you will never ever reach that mass media because they'll just automatically go, oh, it was him who failed, fail. So you're left with the only choice of you have to, it's the devil you do, the devil you don't. You have to do it, and you just have to be prepared to take the shit that comes flying at you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Keelan, what do you think?
Oh, it's a tough one. I kind of change my opinion every week, but he does seem to... I don't want to, come across as being against him or anything. I think he does some good work. But he does seem to stir the pot when he gets onto the mainstream media. He's all talking about the anarchy and all that kind of thing. It just seems like he's setting himself up to be... I don't know, to cause problems.
Okay.
But again, they're only going to play what they want. They're only going to show what sort of they want you to hear. Obviously he's going to be there. He's going to be giving it everything, isn't he? But at the end of the day, they're only going to play what they want to play. It's all edited, and that's it. We've got to deal with it.
Yeah. Hey, Red, have you told any of your mates that you're going to be doing this, or I assume your wife knows? But what about your mates, and what do they think about it?
Yeah, a few of them are sort of see where you're coming from and all that malarkey, but there's not a lot of... There's not really... Most people are bloody monarchists, aren't they, at the end of the day? Oh, yeah, you got to rate the Queen, bruv, do you know what I mean? And that's the mentality of it all, and I think there's a lot of work to be done. I think there really is a lot of work to be done.
Before we get the guillotines out.
That was a joke, just in case there are anybody listening to this.
I'm building one right now.
You're building one?
Yeah, all I need is the blade, and then, we're off. Well, their heads are off.
We'll be off for chopping.
I've got a letter of complaint for you. Should I put it in the basket so you can read it later?
Read it out now, man. Go on.
Yeah,
I'm with you now.
Boom tish.
Am I too young for this joke? It's gone over my head.
Yeah, if you'd been around in the late 18th century, that might have been funny. All right, guys. Well, go on.
I was just saying, I reckon Cookie Beard was around in the 18th century, but that's probably the only part that was. He's been
anyway. Sorry, Lee.
It's all right, man. Go on.
So anyway, Mr. Britt, I've got a question for you.
Oh yeah.
My dear friend.
Yeah. What is it?
Are you going to join us this evening?
It depends what time my girlfriend gets home and if I can work Pal Talk. Because it was shit last time because I just couldn't work it. I was talking and no one could hear me.
No, I think you'll find you was drunk and sort of in no...
And it installed loads of shit on my browser, like a fucking toolbar and all kinds of nonsense. It changed my homepage as well.
You wasn't unticking the boxes, was you?
Well, maybe not, though. I mean, I had a few ales.
Installing?
I'd had a few ales. I mean, I put my hands up.
But you'll probably find the Express link's better anyway, so I'll drop you that in a minute.
Yeah, maybe for a little bit. Is it directly after the show, or what's happening?
Yeah, I'll open it straight up. Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll see if my girlfriend comes home or not.
Okay.
Why not get your girlfriend on the line as well?
Because she thinks we're a bunch of sad bastards, mate.
Even better then, throw in some opposition. You never know. She might actually help us in some way.
She's got better things to do.
Oh, right, okay.
Hanging out with her NATO friends.
That's it, yeah.
So this is your sad pastime that she puts up with, is it?
It is, yeah.
It's your football.
Talking to my sad online mates. I'm just joking. I'm just joking, guys. Anyway, we're coming towards the end of the show now, guys. So maybe each of you in turn can say like a couple of a few sentences, and then I'll probably sign off myself. But before I do, I'll say nice one. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining me tonight, and I will see you on the 29th. So we'll go to Red, then we'll go to Cookie, then we'll go to Keelan, then we'll go to Lee for a few words. Red.
Well, I'm Red, and I'll be the fat ugly one there. I might look offensive, I don't know, but most people say I do, but I'm totally not. But no, I'm going to go there, have a...
You are sometimes, mate.
No, I'm not.
Carry on, I'm joking.
I'm going there, I'm going to have a sort of peace, loving day, and I'm not going to upset anyone, and just sort of try and talk to people and get their opinion on what they think. Cool. And nothing less, nothing more.
Cool, mate, nice one. Cheers.
No problem. See you later.
Cheers, bye. Cookie?
Well, I'm not going to be there because I'm going to be in a field in Cornwall celebrating and relaxing and doing my best to ignore anything to do with the royal wedding whatsoever. But I will have my phone with me and I'll keep...
Oh, fuck, we've only got 90 seconds, mate. Hurry it up.
Yeah, have a good day, mate.
Nice one.
As well.
Cheers, man. Keelan?
I just want to say that we're not the slaves of the Saxe Coburg Gothers, so if you're in Britain, get down to the royal wedding and we'll get some resisting going on.
Nice one, mate. I'll see you on the 29th. Lee?
Ditto, everyone. Just let's get down there. Let's get the cameras out. Let's have some fun. Let's make fools of the masses, and I'll see you there.
Nice one. Cheers, guys. Thanks for joining me tonight. And it'd be good to meet you in real life on the 29th. Anybody who's listening to this fancies coming down to London to meet up with us lot, then just send me a message on YouTube. I'll give you some details. Should be a good one. Be fun, as well as trying to educate people. So thanks for tuning in tonight. It's been a reasonable turnout at the end. And don't forget, of course, it's the Mr. Brit show tomorrow evening. I should have an interview with the guy who helped Ian Tomlinson after he was assaulted and then, he died shortly afterwards. Hopefully she'll be doing that tomorrow afternoon. So tune in to the Mr. Brit show tomorrow evening, 8 p.m. GMT. And I'll catch you tomorrow, guys. Thanks for tuning in and keep up the resistance. Nice one, guys. Take it easy. Cheers.